Hello everybody and welcome back to Robert's Reviews. Today is Friday, which usually means I would do a request, but today, as I've been doing with some other ones recently, I've been mixing requests in with favorite movies, so that way it's kind of balanced. I did do a poll on Facebook and a question that we guys could go on and ask your favorite movie, so if you guys are interested in doing the Facebook group, it's in the comments down below. I will be posting polls and stuff like that on my actual YouTube once we hit 1,000 subscribers, because I can't unlock that feature till we hit 1,000 for some reason. So until then, this is just a platform for just talking to you guys about movies. But let me know in the comments down below what you guys thought about the movie we talked about today, and looking in the future for Fridays. I never really announced my Fridays, so I figured I'd do that now. Next Friday we have Ghost, and we have, I think it's pronounced Anna Karenina, on the 18th, and then Pride and Prejudice on the 25th. So that's the next few Fridays, and then following that we have 7 Pounds, Snatch, Buster's Malheart, and then we're going to do a Back to the Future series, and then a Pirates of the Caribbean series, and then a Terminator series, and then we have a Halloween series, and then we have Star Wars, which are all really long requests, but I honor my requests, so I'm going to do them all. If you guys have any requests, put them in the comments below, and I will add them so that I'll put them on the schedule for next year. Without further ado, let's begin talking about Avatar. Avatar was released in 2009. It was written and directed by James Cameron. I love James Cameron, mainly because he did Titanic, which is my favorite movie of all time. So I have no hate on James Cameron. And no spoilers, but essentially what this movie is about is there's this war going on between the humans and these, I forget they're called, Nati or something like that? Nefe? I don't remember. But these blue people, these giant blue people, because they're on this product called unobtainium, which is under this giant tree that they live in. So they're trying to be diplomatic about it, but it's not working. So they send in this old army marine, and they're like, hey, go in and figure out what they're doing and how we can maybe talk them out of moving so we can get the unobtainium. So Jake Sully, who is supposed to not go, but his brother died, so then he decided he had to go, is now going to be in an avatar. And an avatar is a giant blue person that is controlled by a human, but looks and feels exactly like one of them. So he goes in, and then before you know it, of course, there's a cliche of oh wait, why am I trying to destroy these people? These people are great. I love them more than I love the humans. And there's that whole kind of weird balance, and then they try to figure out how we're going to turn that balance. No spoilers, of course, but it's basically this giant war movie, but it's also a fantasy film. I was not necessarily looking forward to watching this movie, mainly because I didn't think it would be very interesting to me. I just don't really care about sci-fi movies at all. I don't like them. I like this movie quite a bit. I think it's a fun movie. I think it's very well directed. I like the ideas, I like the themes, even though they're kind of cliche. I did like them. I love the two main characters. The two main characters are great. I love the idea of the humans against the blue people, because you automatically are going to feel for the blue people, even though you were a human, because that's the way that the directing is telling you to feel, which is really cool, because, I'm an American. Okay, I'm an American. And if you were to watch a movie on World War II from the perspective of the Germans, right, you're likely not going to feel bad for the Germans. But here, what's interesting is we feel bad for these blue people, even though the humans are the ones attacking them. I think it's very clever that they got people to think about that and acknowledge that wars can feel different from other sides, and I think it worked really well for them. There are some issues with the movie. I think that the CGI, which is almost the entire movie, is impressive. It's very impressive for 2009. There are some issues, you can tell when they're running on a blue screen, because when you're running on a blue screen, the feet don't actually hit the ground, and they kind of do this little scuffle. It happens a lot, so I think they would have done well to not show the feet as often, or at least show from an aerial shot might have looked better, because me, as somebody who likes special effects and has always been interested in special effects, knows where to watch for these kind of things, and so it's highly obvious for me whenever something like that happens. I'm like, could have been better. And I'm not really complaining all that much, but still, it could have been better. And there's this huge lull in the movie that I don't like, right? So we have this really cool, we're getting to know the blue people, we know a war is coming up, and there's this weird war, and then there's this huge dip in suspension, in momentum. And the issue here is that we focus way too much on the character by Sigourney Weaver, because she has this weird character arc that she needs to complete before in the film, I guess. And it was like half an hour of a divot in momentum for the film that honestly we could have just gotten rid of the entire part and it would have been fine. My guess is Sigourney Weaver needed more lines and more screen time because she's Sigourney Weaver, so they had to kind of at least finish her plot arc, which was okay, I guess, but also we really, really didn't need it, which kind of sucked. It kind of felt overdone, and it is already 2 hours and 48 minutes long. Probably could have been like 2:15 by the end of it, but you probably wanted it to be a little bit longer. I just did not really care for it. I understand it's kind of setting up something for later on, but not enough for me to care. Let's talk two of the main performers. We have Sam Worthington as Jake Sully. At the time, he was not very well known, so it was really smart to bring an unknown here because it makes you feel for the guy more. If you brought like Johnny Depp in, you'd be like, oh, it's Johnny Depp. But I think he was really good. I think he was really solid here as both his Jake Sully human and as his blue avatar. I think it worked really, really well. I had fun watching him, and it was exciting. The only thing I don't have that I liked about him, I really don't like the narration. I think it was smart how they got the narration to the film by saying it was a war diary or whatever, but I really didn't care for narration. I don't care for narration in general unless it serves an exact purpose, and this just kind of felt like a filler, and I really don't think that we needed it. Zoe Saldana as Neytiri. I love Neytiri here. I'm so excited for the next film, so I can watch more Neytiri. I think she's great. She's a wonderful character. She has this crazy back and forth between whether or not she wants to be with Jake Sully or not, and it works really, really well. So I'm really excited for more of that. There are more Avatar movies coming out in the next like billion years, I guess. Avatar 2 has been long in the making, and it's supposed to come out in 2023 or 2022, something like that. I think it's November 2022, but I could be wrong. It'll get pushed back for sure. I'm excited about it. I'm hoping it's good. I'm assuming it's going to be good. Now that the special effects are 10 years more advanced, which is why I think they had to wait for it to happen. Because James Cameron has this thing where he will write a movie and then shelve it until he thinks that the special effects are better. So that might mean he's waiting for special effects to be better, and now they are better. And I'm a little cautious to see what this movie's going to look like because it's probably going to be insane. But with all this in mind, I'm going to go ahead and give Avatar an A-. Definitely a fun movie. It is on Disney Plus, so if you guys have Disney Plus, you can check it out. Definitely worth the watch, although it is a little bit long, so you have to have some patience, particularly in that little weird divot towards the middle third of the movie. But overall, still a really fun movie, and I liked watching it a lot. Let me know what you guys thought about Avatar in the comments down below. Like the video, subscribe, it's a huge help, and as always, keep watching movies and television, stay educated, and I'll see you guys in the next video.